Hi everyone, Matt McLaughlin, Fusion Program Director here with Jeff Spaulding, an attorney at Eaton Peabody and one of our nominees for the Fusion Innovator of the Year Award. Jeff, thank you for having us here today and speaking with us.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came to be in Bangor and what you do here in our city.
Sure. I grew up in Belfast, Maine, and so like most people, I kind of went away to school in Boston, saw a little bit of the growth companies that they were building down there, then actually decided to come back and practice in Bangor. My father works in Bangor, so that's kind of my connection to Maine.
Nice. And you're nominated for a program you're involved in here at Eaton Peabody. Could you tell us a little more about that program and the innovation that's involved in that?
Yeah, it's a program we created probably about 3 or 4 years ago called the Innovative Enterprise Program. Essentially what we did was we looked at some of the programs that law firms were running in what I would call growth company hotspots like Silicon Valley and Boston, and the type of services that they provided in those programs and the fee structures that they used. And essentially, just to give a little background on these types of companies, when you start a tech company, it's typically cash strapped, usually needs to raise outside financing, but it's growing quickly, ideally. Growing quickly or failing. So usually the types of services you provide in these types of programs are helping people structure equity compensation plans, how do you do a venture capital financing, those types of problems, how do you protect intellectual property, how do you structure strategic partnerships. So we provide all that in the program, and the program was kind of our stab at addressing some of those problems. Some of the other aspects is essentially a deferred fee mechanism, and that kind of goes back to like I said, the key cash flow problems that these companies have. So what we do is we'll typically we'll have applicant companies in, and we'll make an assessment internally as to both the growth profile and the risk profile of those companies. And if we accept them into the program, we'll say, we'll provide you these critical legal services, and we'll defer a lot of the fees until some kind of liquidity event, until like a debt or equity financing. So that was about 4 years ago. A bunch of those companies have done really well, and so that's kind of our little piece of innovation in legal services.
Yeah, well, it's definitely when people think of the legal field, the first thing that comes to mind isn't really innovation. So that program has really been an asset and creative for our region. What comes to mind when you think of innovation, and why do you think innovation is so key to the growth of our region?
Well, I think it's just, you use the kind of word there that I focus on, which is growth. So I think there are a lot of different types of innovation. There's kind of just concept engineering around a table, people tossing around ideas. And my thought is, for this area in particular, it's really execution and growth. So I mean, innovation, when you just our brainstorming is kind of like riskless, cheap activity. Anyone can pull ideas out of the air, but it takes a lot to kind of be innovative and execute on those ideas every day. And I think that when you look at some of the growth companies in this area and what we need to do to support them, it's focusing on those types of activities. So.
Great. So one final question for you, Jeff. If there was one 21st century device you could not live with, you could not part with, what would it be and why?
Yeah, well, so I'm kind of as you've seen, probably kind of a tech geek. I don't think I could part with my iPod, certainly. I think it's self-explanatory. Why not? Yeah.
So very much an Apple type guru.
I am an Apple fanboy, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
All right. Nice. Okay, so that is Jeff Spaulding, Apple fanboy, nominee, of course, for the Innovator of the Year Award. To see if Jeff does win the Innovator of the Year Award, be sure to come to the Fusion Awards Extravaganza on Thursday, November 15th, from 6 to 9 p.m. on the Bangor waterfront. Tickets are on sale now.